So the rapper Asian Doll, aka Asian the Brat, tweeted, "A lot of light-skinned girls posting Black Lives Matter, like you hoes not racist too. Y'all bullied dark-skinned girls all our life, thinking y'all was better than us. Talked about our skin color, called us monkeys. You hoes fraud, but keep spreading fake love. You hoes will never understand us." She followed up with another tweet, "Light skins way evil and jealous to dark skinned girls than the white folks, but that's a different racist topic." Now, of course, people got in their feelings behind this tweet. Some people feeling like it's not the right time because of the Black Lives Matter movement going on.
That's your platform for something good. How about you stop promoting that fake ass butt of yours and you promote Black Lives Matter all week? I didn't post no music, no pictures for like a week straight. Literally posting Black Lives Matter out here protesting. And you want to say some dumb shit like that? Keep the focus, like I said.
Of course, Asian Doll responds to Mariah Lynn saying this.
Your ass gonna be somewhere viral, beat the up. And then you know you white, this hoe gonna be so red gang. Oh God, on crip, be red as hell, get ass beat the fuck up trying to act tough like she got so much heart. Sit your clown ass on. You type of talk so loud but need to be on mute. Nobody even need to hear what the fuck gotta say. Your opinion is not validated. You not even one of us. Shut your clown ass up.
So I did notice that Mariah Lynn was in the live, and one of the comments she made was, "I'm more one of us than you." And I went to her Instagram page. I don't follow Mariah Lynn, but I went to her page and I saw that she was at a few Black Lives Matter protests. And it gave me real Joe Biden, like when Joe said, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black," and white people find themselves in close proximity to blackness or to black culture or to black people. And all of a sudden they're gatekeepers. All of a sudden they can say, "You're not black if you don't do this," or "I'm more black than you." I'm sorry. I don't care what part of the culture you partake in. You will never be more black than a black person, period. So now that I've gotten that off my chest, I did want to go back to Asian Doll's tweet, which is now deleted, because she did get a lot of pushback from this tweet. Now, in most cases and in most conversations, light-skinned is synonymous with not black. And I think that's where a lot of confusion and misunderstanding comes from when we speak about colorism, because a lot of times people will say light skin and they could be talking about white, or they could be talking about, a non-black Latina or an Asian person, a lighter skinned Asian person. And the conversation goes left because light-skinned black girls are like, wait, but hold on, I'm black too. And I personally think that light-skinned black girls and, light-skinned non-black girls have two completely different struggles. But they often do get lumped into this mix of non-blackness. And it's like, bro, I'm black. I'm just light-skinned. So personally, when I read Asian the Brat's tweet, I thought she was talking about non-black light-skinned girls because she said racist. But a lot of people confuse colorism with racism. Colorism is actually the baby of racism. So I know some people confuse that. So for the sake of this argument, let's just say she meant to say colorism or colorist. Now, a lot of the responses to her tweets was in reference to her rap name, Asian Doll. People said, "You don't see Asian people calling themselves Black Doll or calling themselves something related to a black person's features. So if an Asian person had big lips, they can call themselves Black Doll then. See how stupid that sounds?" Someone else said, "If Asian Doll is so pro-black, why her name not African Doll? What part of Asia is she from again?" Now, I do have to object and remind people that, yes, a lot of Asians do try to assimilate into black culture. They do the box braids. They pick up on the vernacular, the swagger. So we're not going to act like it's just blacks that want to be Asians. Asians want to be black too. And I also find it interesting that, Nicki Minaj, a black woman who has also called herself Asian Doll to a certain extent, the Harajuku Barbie, she was all about, Asian culture, but because she's lighter skinned, no one one had a problem with her, using her creativity to express her love for Asian fashion or Asian culture. But because a dark-skinned girl says, hey, I love that fashion, I love that culture too, and I want to, input that into my music and into my fashion, all of a sudden she doesn't like herself. So I can, even within that, you see how colorism plays a part. She responded to tweets like this saying, first off, cause I'm black, my name don't gotta be African doll, old clown ass nigga, my name Asian. And yes, as an artist, you should be able to call yourself whatever, you see fit. But we do have to talk about specifically Black Americans and the anti-Blackness within Black American women. And not too long ago, many of us were saying, I'm mixed, I'm Black, but I'm also Asian. I'm also Indian, I'm from the Caribbean. And even if those things are true, even if they were, 20% Chinese or 20% Native American, it's like those were the parts of themselves that they wanted to push to the forefront as to not be associated with their African roots. So I understand the tweets that are saying, why you call yourself Asian and you're a Black girl. There are Black Asians. That's, first and foremost, there are Black Asians. There are dark-skinned Asians. And though it's not always centered in self-hate to call yourself Asian doll or Harajuku Barbie, we do need to look into why is it okay for lighter skinned women to call themselves Harajuku Barbie, but darker skinned women can't call themselves Harajuku Barbies. But at the same time, I personally would love for a rapper or an artist to come out celebrating her African roots. And, I would love to see it, but hey, who am I? Now, other tweets got the point of what Asian Doll was trying to say. And Crystal Bay says, nobody ever says you're pretty to be light skinned. They always say you're pretty to be dark skinned. So Tamaya says, they just say you're pretty to be Black. Now, I do want to say, people do say that to dark-skinned girls too. They say, oh, you pretty to be Black. You pretty to be dark. You pretty to be African. It's all synonymous. So while light-skinned girls get the, oh, you're Black. Oh, you're pretty to be Black. Dark-skinned girls hear that too. You're pretty to be Black. You're pretty to be dark. You're pretty to be African. It's really one and the same to colorist people. They don't care how to say it. They're going to say, you're pretty to not be light-skinned. That's what they're saying. You're pretty to not be racially ambiguous. Because lighter skin, racial ambiguity, close proximity to whiteness is seen as the ideal beauty standard, and we cannot deny that. So when we as dark-skinned women say or speak on colorism, it's not to hurt light-skinned women's feelings. It's not to say that you have not also been discriminated against or you have not also been bullied for being lighter. We're not saying that. And featureism also plays a part in this, right? Hair texture also plays a part in someone receiving or being denied privilege based on how they look. But I find it real interesting when light-skinned Black women or mixed women, light-skinned mixed women, they don't see the privilege that they have, even if it's maybe 10% more privilege than their counterparts. Like, it's really interesting how they don't see it at all. And myself, being an unambiguous Black Nigerian American, I spoke about certain privileges that I have having my African name and how, a lot of non-Black people, they would gravitate to me more, or I was seen as like the safer Black because I knew my African roots, and how that played a part in me having a lot of opportunities that I had when it came to modeling. So if I can admit that I had a certain privilege to an extent, why is it that lighter skinned women can't say like, yo, like this shit is fucked up? I see it. You open the magazines, you turn on the videos, you see who's being celebrated, and they just don't see it. Some of them just don't see it. Some of them do see it, but because they had to struggle, they feel like that struggle over trumps, it trumps any privilege that they've had because they had to struggle. And a lot of people associate Blackness with struggle. Because I struggled, that means I'm Black, and you can't take my Black card because I've struggled just like dark-skinned girls. Or they'll say, I was bullied as well. I was bullied for being lighter, for having lighter eyes. I was bullied by dark-skinned girls. And I honestly think if we all look back to our childhoods, we were all bullied at one point in time, okay? Kids were kids. Kids were just mean, all right? All the way around, whether you were light, dark, in between, short, tall, fat, slim, braces, straight eyes, slanted eyes, green, purple, like kids are kids. And kids just say shit that they hear adults say. But there are studies, okay? Light-skinned women that feel like, well, I was bullied too. There are studies, okay, that show children and their development as early as 5 years old. Children know that lighter skin or whiter skin has a privilege. Children feel that darker skin, even if they are dark skinned, they feel that darker skin has negative connotations to it as early as 5 years old.
Why do you want that skin color?
Because it looks lighter than this kind, because this looks a lot like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I just don't like the way brown looks, because the way brown looks really nasty for some reason, but I don't know what reason. That's all.
So you think it looks nasty?
Well, not really, but sometimes.
Sometimes. And Brielle, they asked what color adults don't like. Do you remember what you said? Which one? That's right, that's what you said. Why do you think adults don't like that color?
Dark.
Now, if a 5-year-old can explain it, I don't understand why at y'all big old ages, y'all are so blinded and can't see it.
I call Asian doll a bitter black, and that's because I'm like, she every post the bitch was making was about her skin, and she bitter about it. Like, I said she bitter, and I said it's two kinds of black bitches. There's a black bitch like me that loves the skin I'm in, and there's ones like her that really like don't like the skin they in.
Now, okay, don't know who that is, don't really care. But what I will say is that speaking on a topic that's important or that's plaguing the community does not mean that you don't like your skin. I personally love and adore my chocolate ass. Like, I really, like, sometimes I really be looking in the mirror like, wow, like, God really blessed me to have rich skin. So I don't want y'all to think that dark-skinned women or dark-skinned girls who speak out against the discrimination is saying that we want to be light. No. I like my chocolate. I really do. Like, I really do. So it's not a bitter thing. It's not they just don't like their skin. No, we don't like the negative connotations. We don't appreciate being told that we're pretty to be dark skinned when we feel like our dark skin makes us pretty. We were blessed to be rich, melanated wise. Like, how y'all trying to make us feel bad for something that actually should be okay, we ain't even gonna get into that. So in response, Tammy also took to her Instagram to do a video about this. I want you to check out what she said.
I've been seeing a lot of videos where women are speaking up saying about colorism and saying things that like, oh, you light-skinned bitches don't act like you haven't bullied dark-skinned bitches all your lives, or light-skinned girls saying, oh, I've been bullied by dark-skinned girls all my life. I feel like us as grown women now, we've all have been subjected to a lot of things as women of color. We've all have been subjected to being bullied, whether it's from light skin, dark skin, or whatever the case may be. I too have been, I guess what you would call a victim of colorism, or someone saying like, oh, she thinks she's cute because she's light skinned. I've had people tell me all my life, oh, you act like a dark skinned girl. You don't act like a red girl. And I really never could understand what that was, because I just act like who I am. But I think instead of us bickering about it as grown women and making it worse by saying, oh, you light-skinned bitches has been bullying us, or you dark-skinned bitches have been bullying us, how about you teach your children different so that this cycle can stop? This can be over with. We can stop this ourselves. If I have chocolate nieces, I have light nieces, I have mixed nieces, a whole family of beautiful black women and young ladies and little girls. And if my dark-skinned niece ever came to me or came around and said, oh, I want to be lighter, or I don't like her because she's light and I want to be like, or my light-skinned niece saying I want to be darker, or she don't like me because I'm light, or whatever the case may be, this stuff starts in your household. You can't buy your children beautiful little black girls, these white doll babies, and let them watch these shows where there's nothing but little white girls on them, and they thinking that this is what beauty is and this is what I'm supposed to look like, and then expect for them to understand that their black is beautiful. No, I'm not saying you can't have diversity. I'm not saying you can't buy different color Barbies or different color dolls. But if you are in the store and you can't find a black Barbie, or you can't find a black Bratz doll, or a black doll, period, that is gorgeous and beautiful, then you might want to start looking at other places, because those are the things that start your children to thinking the way they do. Those are the things that they're playing with daily, and that they're dressing up, and that they're seeing beauty in. If you're not telling your little girls every day, oh baby, you are beautiful, you are gorgeous, then how would they know that? How would I'm raising a brown skin girl right now, and she has came to me and said, Mommy, I wish my hair was like yours, or and I look at her and I'm like, girl, I wish I had beautiful full lips like yours. Like, your hair is beautiful the way it is. Your lips are gorgeous. Look at your face. Like, I have to tell her every day, like, girl, do you know how many people pay for those lips? Do you know how many people pay to have their hair like yours? Like, if you ain't pumping your babies up, if you ain't pumping your little black beauties and queens up, then how can you be still mad and harboring some shit that happened to you when you was a child? That's because we didn't know better. Growing up, those little girls who bullied you because you were light or bullied you because you were dark, they didn't know better, because that shit wasn't instilled in their households. But you know better, and you can teach your child better, and you can teach your little girls better, so that this shit won't go on to 2021 or 2022 or another decade from now. This is the whole agenda of what they were trying to do from the beginning when they created the paper bag rule, to have us go against each other and hate each other, when we all got the same damn struggle. Can't nobody tell me that because I'm light, my struggle ain't as hard as yours. That's a goddamn lie. Because if you knew what I've been through, baby, if I don't look nothing like what I've been through at all. So you can't judge someone by the color of their skin to say that we don't have the same struggle when we all standing in the same goddamn field together. Period.
Now, I really like Tammy personally. I love her voice. I think she's a really cute girl and a really good head on her shoulders. And she's an example of, because I struggled, you can't take away my black heart, right? Like, you know, I'm light-skinned and I'm ambiguous, but because I struggled, I don't have privilege. And though I agree with most of what she said, yes, little girls, it starts in the home. Yes, they need to be represented. Yes, they need beautiful black dolls with type 4 hair. Yes, all of these things are true. But even in what she said, she's proving that colorism does affect darker skinned women more. She said a lot of people would say, I act dark skinned. Tammy's mom is also a dark-skinned, unambiguous black woman. So she was raised by someone who was obviously going to give her the tools and explain to her, baby girl, yes, you're half Latina, but you are black, you are beautiful, you will embrace your blackness, you will embrace your Latinx, and you will understand that we come in all shades and we are all beautiful. And you know, a lot of mixed people, no shade, they don't always get that. If you don't have that beautiful black mom that's going to instill black love and representation into their mixed daughters, you get these daughters who think the world hates on them because they're mixed or because they're light or because they're ambiguous, when really we side-eyeing you like, girl, you don't even understand. Like, and I think Tammy does get it. Like, she was raised by a dark-skinned woman. She's raising a brown-skinned girl with type 4 hair. So she understands that colorism is a thing and it starts young. And I'm glad she's saying that I'm teaching my daughter to love her type 4 hair. I'm teaching my daughter to love her black features. structures. And we often don't talk about that. We don't talk about the ambiguous women that have unambiguous daughters, and how a lot of times now they get into this area where it's like, oh, we're all beautiful. Oh, now that you have a daughter that looks like me, now we're all beautiful. So now when dark-skinned women speak on these things, y'all saying like, oh, we grown now, we don't need to be talking about this and arguing about it, but we do need to have these conversations. And I'm glad that Tammy provided a solution. And she also said, listen, I was teased for being light-skinned. And I want y'all light-skinned women to understand, we ain't never say, you were never teased, you were never bullied. Like I said, every adult right now was a child and can tell you about a time where someone made fun of them because of how they looked. We know that this is real. We're not saying that you light-skinned, beautiful women were not bullied or were not teased. What we're saying is from young, okay, you are programmed to think that white and light is right. See how that rhymed and it made sense? And how dark is not lovely. Dark means bad. Dark means stupid. Dark means unattraction. This is the reality, people. It's the reality. So we're trying to break those structures down. We're trying to dismantle colorism. We don't want colorism, okay? We're trying to dismantle it. In the process of dismantling it, there is a therapeutic session that needs to happen. A lot of Black folk can't afford therapists, okay? So sometimes we get on Twitter and we find a community that we can speak our experiences and relate and discuss and dismantle. So we don't want y'all to take it personal. If you've never been that light-skinned bully, if you've never thought that you were pretty to be light-skinned, okay, then join us in the fight to dismantle colorism. The problem is, and not Tammy, but the problem is most light-skinned women who have this privilege and know that they have this privilege, they don't want to lose the privilege. Let's talk about it. A lot of light-skinned women that have the privilege don't want to lose it, don't want to share it. They don't see a problem with it because we all Black though. Yeah, but your Black ass is for some reason real comfortable in her privilege, and I have a problem with that. I have a problem when people say to me, oh yeah, you know your roots. Oh, you African, you know your roots. I have a problem when people try to put me above Black Americans. I was born here, but I have a problem when people do that. Don't try to exoticize me. We all African. At the end of the day, yes, I know I'm Nigerian. Another Black American might not know which part of Africa they're from. Okay, that's something we could work on. We could figure it out. We all Black. But I'm tired of people using the we all Black card to discredit the dark-skinned woman's plight. Because if you want to be honest, when colorism was first coined and the definition was first put out there, the definition of colorism was discrimination against darker skinned people within a race. That is the definition of colorism. We've gotten away from that definition because light skinned women or girls who were bullied said, hey, no, lighter skinned Black women also face discrimination. And we're not saying that you don't, but what we're saying is, as a society, whether it's Black, whether it's Asian, darker skinned people are oppressed. Darker skinned people are not the face or the pinnacle of beauty. And that is something that is false. That is something that is not true. We know that the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the darker the flesh, the deeper the roots. So why is it that for a dark-skinned woman to be seen as attractive or beautiful, she has to have type 3 hair, super curvy, tiny waist, smaller features, smaller nose, chinky eyes. You know what I'm saying? It always has to have a twist to it. Y'all don't want Blackness raw, no milk, no sugar, no cream. Y'all don't want that raw. Y'all don't want that in women raw. Y'all want that in men raw, but y'all don't want that in us raw. Pause. But we're going on 25 minutes at this point. I just need a podcast. But I want to know what you guys think, starting from the beginning with Asian the Brat saying, you know what? Y'all light-skinned and non-Black women saying Black Lives Matter, but y'all be colorist as fuck. You know what I'm trying to say? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like this is bad timing? To be honest with y'all, it's never going to be good timing for some people. Like, it's never going to be good timing for y'all. Whenever we talk about issues plaguing women, plaguing children, plaguing dark-skinned people, it's always, oh my God, it's not the right time. My niggas, we in the middle of a revolution. If we gonna say Black Lives Matter, let it matter across the board. LGBTQ, children, women, non-binary, everybody, not just men, not just light-skinned women, not just biracials who say I'm black too, but everybody. And I think now is the perfect time more than ever to discuss it all. I think it's the perfect time, but y'all let me know what you think. What do you think about other light-skinned artists or white artists speaking out and, you know, speaking out against Asian? How do you feel about, you know, black women wanting this proximity to Asian culture? How do you feel about Tammy's response, you know, and her growing up in the struggle and having a black mother and having a black daughter and saying, listen, everyone gets bullied. Let's teach these girls from young how to love and embrace not only themselves, because I think a lot of times we teach young girls to love themselves, but we also have to teach them to love other girls. And that's another angle that I want to push out there to mothers. Yes, teach your daughter that you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty, but show her other complexions. Show her other hair textures. Show her other features and say, well, understand, baby girl, that these are beautiful too. It's not just you that's beautiful. And I think that's what happens sometimes. I retweeted a tweet that said, you know, a lot of times y'all get bullied for being checked, and then you run to your mama and tell her half the story, and she tells you you were bullied for being light-skinned, when in reality, it could have been something completely different, right? Amen? Amen. It could have been something different. It might not have been because you was light-skinned. Maybe she called your ass, oh, with your white ass. But it could have been you upset her about something else. I'm just saying. But anywho, let's also teach young girls that all of us are beautiful. All of us, including you. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. I love us for real. Let's continue these conversations, and I'll see you at the next one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.